Hey, guitar players, this week I got something a little different for you. Instead of just providing some abstract concepts, I've gone and created a backing track in sort of a SRV, John Mayer kind of a style, and it's to provide some context so that we can have some fun applying these ideas that I have for you. So this week I really want to get into what I call Hendrix-isms, which are simply adding on to chord fragments, and a really easy way to get there is to think of a pentatonic scale. We'll take a C sharp minor / E major pentatonic today. Sounds like this. And what we're going to practice doing is just adding a double stop to each note here. So if I start on the high string, my double stop is going to start here on 12 and then 9 on the first string. Next one will be 9 and 9. And then I'm going to go 11 on the third string and 9 on the second string. 9 and 9. I'm just going to continue downward in that fashion. So not really as important to do that between the E and the A string. You can get a second interval there, which can be a little shaky, but maybe that's what you're going for. In any case, you could practice doing these things at first just to get the sound of them under your belt. And then I suggest you start adding some trills to them to make them a little bit more exciting. Another thing I want you to think about while playing over this track is using the magical sixth interval. Now, before we get into the sixth interval, I want to tell you that whenever you're playing in a major key, there are 3 majors and 3 minor chords throughout the key. And this is true for any key. It doesn't matter if it's C or E or whatever. It's just a rule we can take to the bank. Very easy to remember. So we got 3 majors. They're going to be on the 1, the 4, and the 5th degree of the scale. And the minors are going to be on the 2, 3, and the 6th. The 7th is a diminished, but we're just going to kind of treat that as minor for right now. So why I'm telling you this is because the sixth interval, if we look at strings 1 and 3, they're really easy to visualize because the major looks like this. So just one kind of right after another here. And then the minor is stacked up. So taking you through the entire major scale harmonized in sixths would look like this. 1 and 0. That's for E major, F sharp minor, 2 and 2. G sharp minor, 4 and 4. Up to our A major, it's going to be 6 and 5. B major is now going to be 8 and 7. C sharp minor will be 9 and 9. And what would be our D sharp diminished? It's going to be 11 and 11. And then we're back to the start. Next idea I have for you is going to involve doing some slip sliding on one string. So in other words, we're no longer going to play in a stacked approach. Not like that. Instead, we're going to pick a string. Maybe it's the B string, and we're going to add some slurs and connect the dots just on the one string like this. You've heard Hendrix do it. You've heard Stevie do it. You've heard John Mayer do it. They're doing it for a reason. It sounds awesome. You got to try that out in this track. My last little tip for you involves bending. And for some of you, this may be brand new. And if that's the case, no worries. We can get some bends that are going to be very safe by sticking to this side of the guitar. So if we err on this side of the guitar for the top 3 strings, in the pentatonic scale, that's going to give us a bend on 12, 12, and 11, which sounds like this. The reason we're bending there is because it's going to put us onto a safe note once we reach pitch. So if we bend other places, we end up bending out of key. We don't want to do that. I don't think we want to do that. Do you want to do that? That's up to you. For the consonant bends or bends that are going to make most people's ears happy, you're going to want to stick to those notes for now. And if bending is something you've been doing for a while now and this is boring and you want something new, try bending and then either adding a little bit more bend to it. So there, what I did is I bent up a whole step and then I slid upwards and then bent another half step. got a really cool sound. There's a lot of ways that you can travel to get to the next note, but for now you can just try bending up and then going along the same string to the next pentatonic box, and that'll put you on a good note. And obviously the further you stretch out, the more you're going to get some dramatic sounds. All right, so I'll do a little playing over the track. I'll demonstrate some of the things that we talked about. I'll stretch out a little bit, and I'll leave a link to the track below so you can stretch out and apply some of these concepts we've been going over today. I hope you have some fun with it. Let me know how it goes in the comments.